all the noise to now people saying you're a top 10 team or something like that?
You know, it's one of those things. We had a huge mindset shift in the locker room, and a lot of guys stepped up into a leadership role that maybe they weren't in before. And guys, we called it a one-day contract type of mentality. Guys really shifted the way they thought and approached practice and weights in the training room, and it was a tremendous change and a big mindset shift.
Right side, second row.
Alex Byington on 3. DJ was just in here talking about how the teammates joke with him about his different personality on game day versus. Can you kind of delve into that? What is he talking about when you see the off the field versus when he steps on the green?
Yes, sir. So DJ, he's awesome, right? Like, he's just a hanging out type of guy. He goes in, he's about his business. He works his tail off. He treats everything like it's it's the last thing he's ever going to do. But then on game day, man, he's got a different type of swag to him. Like, he's getting everybody fired up, and you don't see that from Sunday through Friday, just Saturday. And I think that it was the first game he was going to start, and he gave us a little pregame talk that I don't think we can put on camera, but he got us all pretty fired up.
Front row.
Chesson Boucher with NBC 33 in Baton Rouge. It's a two-part question. One, LSU got Jack Pyburn. You being an offensive lineman going head-to-head, kind of who is he and who is the athlete that LSU is getting? And then also DJ Lagway basically helped y'all propel y'all to beat LSU in a big momentum shift for you guys. What do you remember from that game?
Yeah, so to start off talking about Jack Pyburn, he's a tremendous competitor. He works his tail off in the weight room. He works his tail off at practice. Everything's a game rep for him. And he was a very good teammate to me, but he made a decision for himself and his family. And then, can you repeat your second part? I'm sorry.
DJ Lagway came in basically on one leg to
Right.
help beat LSU. But what do you remember from that game, and what do you take away from just what he did for you guys as a team?
Yeah, no, we all have a ton of respect for the way that DJ put himself out there, even when he was banged up, and the type of leader that he is, the type of teammate that he is, and that's the thing that it's inspiring. It inspires a group of men, and we all took a lot from that game and the way he carries himself in general.
Left side, back row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. There was talk that Coach Napier was on the hot seat at some point last year. How did that affect the locker room? And just in general, what is it like to play for Coach Napier?
So I'm going to answer the back part of that question first, is that we all love to play for Coach Napier. I was so fortunate. I didn't get recruited by him. I didn't commit to him. I committed to the University of Florida, and I was just lucky that a man of his character and integrity became the coach. And I'm just so sorry, answer the back half first. What was the first part?
The first part of the question was about how did it impact the locker room at all? Rumors about his status as the coach, did it influence how you guys played?
Right. So everybody tries to block out the noise. We're worried about what's going on, but everybody's well aware. Everybody's on social media. You see it and you hear it. But I think that we did a great job this past season of blocking out the noise. Go play for each other. Go play for Coach. Let's prove each other right.
In the middle, fifth row.
Do you have a specific game day routine, or does someone in the locker room have like a specific game day routine that they go through every single game day, like a ritual?
I try to be pretty flexible because you'll play a noon kick and then you'll play a 7:30 kick, so you're not going to have a carbon copy game day. But one thing I try to do before I run out of that tunnel every week is I try to get a good thump in the head from Tyreek Sapp. He's got a hard head and a thick skull, and I like a good shot in the dome from him, get my mind right.
Speaking of hard heads, we'll go to Dan.
Growth in DJ, I'm just going to ignore that. Growth in DJ Lagway that you've seen since he got to campus and since he took over the starting role?
Yeah, I mean, he's made tremendous strides, and it feels like every day he's just a little bit better, and he's seeing it better. And, it's big picture playing quarterback. You got to know everything that's going on. So, it's really special to be around a guy like him who works the way he does, who's committed to being the best version of himself.
Right side, and then pass it over, please.
You mentioned blocking out the noise, the hot seat discussion, but how much was it an actual conversation among the players that we need to do this, whether it's for ourselves or for Coach, to keep him around? I mean,
You know, in my experience, I don't know if, we were looking at each other like, hey, it's on us to keep Coach around. But I think everybody was aware that there was a lot of noise about it. And I think that everybody felt a sense of urgency like, hey, man, we got to go out there and perform.
On the aisle, please.
Carlo Brown, WCBI TV in Columbus, Mississippi. I had to ask, you guys kind of knocked Ole Miss out of the college football playoff conversations for good after you guys beat them. Now you guys going to play in Oxford. Are you expecting maybe a little bit more fired to that game than usual?
Oh, we expect all of our opponents to be fired up to play. And, anytime we get to go put the ball down and compete, we're excited to go do it.
You didn't grow up far from Gainesville. Did you make it to the campus and the games growing up?
We got to go to one game usually every year because my old man would put on his the Sherwin-Williams Company tailgate for his store, and we'd get complimentary tickets.
All right.
It was always special.
Front row.
Just an early season trip to LSU and Tiger Stadium. What do you know about that? And I know all your games are important, but a big matchup in September early.
Oh, no doubt. No, we're all super excited. Everybody knows playing at LSU at night's the real deal, and that's about as electric as it gets in college football. So we're all looking forward to competing in that environment.
On the aisle, please.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. What do you remember about the Texas A&M game last year and going up against that team?
They were a really talented team. Across the board, there was a lot of guys who were big, strong, fast, really good football players. I remember that it just felt like we couldn't ever get our feet underneath us, and it was a tough game for us. But I think there was a lot of growth that we got from that game.
How's it feel at the end of the third quarter when they start that song?
Oh, it's electric. You hear that Tom Petty won't back down, and there's nothing like it. You get chills every time it comes on.
Right side.
talked a lot about DJ, but and he's getting a lot of preseason hype, a lot of attention and odds and such that. What's it like, kind of seeing him in comparison to some of the other names that you're seeing out there? Obviously, Arch, Garrett, other guys have done a lot as well.
Right. I think that it's a great honor for him to be recognized that way, but he knows just as good as anybody that that doesn't mean anything. We got to go put that on tape.
We have time for a final question. Anybody here? We'll go here in the front row again.
I mean this as a compliment. Do you often get struck for being older than what you are? You don't seem like the average 22-year-old.
No, sir. I do get the you ought to be 30 type of.
Hey, thanks very much, Jake. Good
Thank
job.
you, sir.